Hello, and welcome to the fifth part of the Sleep and You series, part of the Four Wing Balance Library. This series is presented by the Four Wing Health Promotion Department. In this session, we'll be discussing the relationship between nutrition, physical activity, and sleep. Our first section will be discussing nutrition and sleep. Research has shown that the likelihood of obesity increases the less a person sleeps. So sleep deprivation can affect our hormones, including leptin and ghrelin, which can increase our feelings of hunger. Hedonic hunger means the drive to eat is based on obtaining pleasure in the absence of an energy deficit. When we don't have enough sleep, the blood level of endocannabinoid is raised. This acts on the brain in a similar way as cannabis would, making the act of eating more enjoyable, especially in the evening. We also experience increased hunger for specific types of food due to glucose dysregulation. This includes foods high in sugar or fat, such as cookies or chips. People who don't get enough sleep have been found to eat as much as 2 times the fat and an extra 300 calories the next day, compared to those who sleep 8 hours. The more time you spend awake, the more time you have to eat. When we lack sleep, we're also more likely to feel too tired to be physically active or to meal prep or plan. Let's take a closer look at those two hormones. So leptin is the hormone that suppresses our appetite and essentially tells us when we've had enough to eat. When we don't sleep enough, the levels of leptin decreases. Ghrelin, on the other hand, is the hormone that stimulates our appetite and tells us we want more food. When we don't sleep enough, this hormone is increased. Let's take a look at specific foods and sleep. Some foods should be avoided before bed as they impact the way we feel and, therefore, impact our sleep. For some people, spicy foods can trigger acid reflux or heartburn. This can make it difficult to fall asleep since lying down in a prone position often worsens these sensations. Heavy and rich foods are also difficult to digest. Fatty foods, citrus, carbonated drinks, and mint can also trigger acid reflux in some people. Sugar at any time of the day can increase the amount you wake up at night. You may not even be aware that you're waking up, but you're pulled from a deep sleep. Not getting enough deep sleep can lead you to feeling groggy and tired the next day. Consuming too much sugar can also lead to an energy crash, increasing the likelihood of taking a nap. Although short naps can be okay, they can be detrimental for individuals who experience difficulty with sleep as they can take away from nighttime sleep. As a stimulant, caffeine is disruptive to our sleep. Research has found that caffeine increases our sleep latency, which is the time it takes from when you get into bed and turn off the lights to when you start to sleep. It also reduces total sleep time, which is the total amount of sleep you get in the night, and it reduces sleep efficiency, which is a proportion of sleep in a sleep episode. You may also have subjective self-perception that your sleep quality was poor. When a person is dependent on caffeine, they're more likely to experience reduced sleep quality, increased daytime dysfunction, and increased nighttime disturbance. Although we often think of coffee when we think of caffeine, it can actually be found in many foods and beverages. Remember when choosing foods and beverages to consume during the evening hours to check if they contain caffeine. Examples of some caffeine culprits include chocolate. Since caffeine is naturally found in cocoa beans, most chocolate has at least some caffeine. Although the amount varies, the general rule of thumb is the darker the chocolate, the more caffeine it contains. Ice cream and frozen yogurt with coffee or chocolate flavors are also culprits, as well as breakfast cereals with cocoa or other chocolate flavors. Tea, decaffeinated coffee has at least 2 milligrams and up to 12 milligrams of caffeine. PMS medication such as Midol includes caffeine because caffeine is a diuretic, which helps to relieve bloating. And headache medications often use caffeine to make the drug more effective in relieving pain. So what can you eat? If you're hungry in the evening after supper, choose a light snack and skip out on caffeine, spices, and sugar. Instead of white bread, choose complex carbs such as whole grains. Examples include oatmeal or whole grain crackers. You can pair these with your favorite nut butter. Half a banana and a handful of nuts can also be a great snack. Almonds and walnuts specifically contain melatonin, which is a sleep hormone. A small bowl of whole grain cereal with low-fat milk can also be enjoyed, provided that the cereal has little to no sugar and is not a cocoa or other chocolate flavor. On to our next section, which was going to discuss physical activity and sleep. First, let's talk about Canadian physical activity guidelines. To achieve health benefits, it is recommended that adults aged 18 to 64 achieve at least 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity aerobic physical activity per week. This can be completed in bouts of 10 minutes or more. Moderate intensity will cause you to sweat a little and to breathe harder. Vigorous intensity will cause you to sweat and be out of breath. It is also beneficial to add muscle and bone strengthening activities using major muscle groups at least 2 times per week. Include flexibility exercise as well through yoga practice or stretching. Research has found that as little as 10 minutes of aerobic activity per day can improve nighttime sleep quality. Exercise has been found to reduce the length of time it takes to fall asleep. It also reduces the number of times a person wakes up during the night and potentially increases the amount of time spent in deep sleep. It can also potentially reduce daytime sleepiness. Let's talk about when to exercise. So first, morning workouts. Morning workouts are not only good to help you stay consistent, they can also increase the amount of time you spend in deep sleep. Studies have shown that people who work out on a treadmill at 7 a.m. sleep longer and experience deeper sleep cycles than those who exercise later in the day. If you choose to exercise outdoors, it can also help with the exposure to sunlight, which can assist with regulating your circadian rhythm. Afternoon workouts, on the other hand, could help with insomnia as they may help you fall asleep quicker and wake up less frequently. Keep in mind, exercise raises your body temperature for about 4 to 5 hours. So when your core temperature decreases, it could act as a signal to your body to sleep. Evening workout should be avoided for most people as it increases our core body temperature and stimulates us, which may make it difficult to fall asleep. Remember, this is individual, and so some people may be okay to work out in the evening. Recommended to actually try some light stretching or yoga before bed versus going hard into an aerobic activity. So let's talk about the different types of exercise and their impact on sleep. So cardio or aerobic exercises have been shown to improve sleep and can help those who experience insomnia. So this can include things such as running, brisk walking, cycling, swimming, etc. Remember that even 10 minutes can help, and we want to aim you to accumulate at least 150 minutes per week. Strength training includes activities such as squats, bicep curls, calf raises, lunges, push-ups, quite a varied amount of exercises. Building muscle through strength training improves sleep quality and can also help a person fall asleep faster and wake up less frequently. Flexibility training, such as yoga or light stretching, can help you relax before bedtime. Yoga especially has relaxing poses and stretches, as well as calming breathing exercises, which can help to alleviate stress. Research has shown that those with insomnia who do yoga daily for 8 weeks are likely to fall asleep faster and to increase the amount of time they spend sleeping. This is the end of this section of the Sleep and You series. To learn more about sleep, check out the rest of our 7-part series.